Hello and welcome to CNY Haunts. I'm Bob Driscoll.
And I'm Ashley Cafaro.
And today a chill is in the air here in Cazenovia. It's actually at the Brae Loch Inn.
That's right, and it has a haunted history.
This is one of the most haunted places in central New York, if not New York State. In fact, it's on the Haunted History Trail in New York State. It's one of the spookiest places to visit.
Yep, there's a few rooms upstairs that are so-called haunted, and we are going to explore them, right?
Yep, we're going to explore the rooms. We're going to see what all the ghost stories are about, see if we can experience anything ourselves. And we're going to talk to Valerie, one of the co-owners of this place. She's going to tell us the history of the place and kind of walk us through some of the stories of its past.
Now, Bob, what's your opinion on haunted things?
Oh, I definitely believe in spooky things. In fact, as you asked me that, the wind is blowing in our face and you can feel the chill in the air here. And I'm definitely a believer, and I think today something makes me think that I might believe a little bit more.
That's right. I've always been fascinated with haunted things, haunted places, but I have a fear of the Ouija board.
Well, I hear there is a Ouija board inside, so we'll have to see. Maybe we'll get you to play.
Maybe not.
All right, you ready ahead and meet Valerie and hear the ghost story?
Yep, let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're here with Valerie Barnow, one of the co-owners of Brae Loch Inn. Thank you for joining us, Valerie.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about this place?
Sure. The building itself was a home built in around 1805, 1810. And it was the home of the Burr family. William Burr and his son, William Burr Jr., lived here as well with his family. And then around 1949, it became the Brae Loch Inn. It had several owners in between those two families, but became a restaurant in 1949. Brae Loch started in 1946, but it started over in Bordino near Skinny Atlas at first. We had two restaurants, and now we just have this one.
Great. So when people come to the Brae Loch Inn, what can they find here? I know there's 12 rooms, multiple dining rooms.
Yep, we have overnight rooms. We have, about 6 different dining rooms. We have an outdoor dining area, live music on Friday nights, actually Thursday, Friday, and Monday nights we have live music. The restaurant is fine dining as well as some tavern fare, traditional Scottish food as well as American cuisine.
I was trying to get Ashley to try some haggis, right? That's one of your most popular dishes here?
Yeah, we have haggis.
What other types of food do you serve here?
Prime rib on the weekends. My son is just starting to take over the business, and he has a lot more traditional Scottish ideas of bringing back a lot of traditional Scotch steak pies and fin and haddie, which is a smoked fish dish, and things like that. But right now we have salmon and duck and lamb, things like that.
Do most people come here because of the history at the Brae Loch Inn?
I think people come for all different reasons. They're coming to Cazenovia because it's a beautiful town. They're traveling. We have people that come here, locals that come here because they love the bar, the cozy atmosphere, the food. We have people from the nearby communities, Syracuse and Utica and Binghamton, that come here for a little getaway or for dinner.
Now we're close to the Halloween season here. Do you find yourself busier this time of year where people are coming out of curiosity?
Yeah, we're very busy in the summer with our outdoor venue, but in the cooler weather we get busy in a different way because we have a lot of fireplaces and it's like cozier in the winter and fall. And we do have a haunted reputation, so people come for a lot more ghost tours and things like that this time of year.
And you're also offering ghost tour packages, right?
Yes, people can have a getaway package and request a haunted getaway. Not that we can definitely say they'll see a ghost, but they'll come and they'll get a ghost tour, they'll have dinner, and they'll spend the night in one of the rooms that is considered a little more haunted.
What part of Brae Loch is original and what part is addition? Like there's part of it that dates back a long time.
Yeah, so the part that dates back to the early 1800s, this room being one of them, our gift shop front desk, the first 4 rooms at the top of our staircase, which 11 through 14. Then there's a 3rd story, which is an apartment that used to be the servants' quarters up there. And there's a few little side rooms that are original to the building. But then when it became the restaurant, became the Brae Loch, it expanded in a lot of different ways. There was an addition on the front, an addition in the back, more overnight rooms, and they dug out the basement for more dining space.
When were those additions put on?
In the 1960s.
No, we're in the dining room now, right? Is this the main dining room?
No, this is called the Robert Burns Room, the Burns Room, and this is used more for parties and private, gatherings.
Are there any scary stories in the room that we're currently in?
Actually, yes.
Oh, no.
Tell us.
This room, actually it happened around Halloween time not that long ago, but maybe about 5 years ago. We do something every Halloween called a spooky speakeasy. And I set up a bar in this room and make Halloween cocktails and things like that. And I had someone ask me for a ghost story from this particular room. And I said, even though this is an original room in the building, we don't get an awful lot of ghost stories here, except for the fact that our front desk is across the hall, and the people that work in there often see something moving in here, and they come to check and see if there's a guest here, and there's nobody here. And one employee said that she wanted to catch what it was that she kept seeing, so she ran in here very quickly, and she told me that she saw somebody walk that way in the room and take a left and go through the wall right there, just past that light. And so that was a ghost story that I told that night while I was making drinks. And that same evening, I had a couple come up here and get a drink, but they looked really scared. And I said, "What's the matter?" And they said, "Well, we were just in here, but you weren't here." I said, "Well, I've been here for several hours. What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, we came up and we went through the side door, and there was a dinner party going on, and there was people all dressed up fancy, and they were eating dinner. We thought we were disrupting their party, so we left, went back downstairs, and asked again where the speakeasy was, and we came up, and now you're here." And I said, "Well, I guess that's another ghost story to add to the list. I don't know what to tell you about that one." But then the very next day, there was two women that had spent the night in one of the rooms. And my husband saw them wandering around downstairs and asked if he could help them. And they said, "Yeah, it was quite a party you had going on last night." And my husband said, "Well, we didn't have a party. My wife was making drinks in that room upstairs." And they said, No, it was a dinner party. We went in the side door, and there was women with their gloves and their pearls, and men in tuxes, and they were having dinner. And that's not what we were doing here. We were just making drinks. And my husband says, "That sounds familiar. Can you show me what door you were looking in?" And they came upstairs, and we can go in the hallway, and you'll see there's a door at the top of the stairs coming from upstairs, but that door is been paneled over, and it belongs right there, and it hasn't been opened since 1949. And we said, "Are you sure you're talking about this door?" And they said, "Yes, absolutely. We had to kick it closed to get up the stairs," and that's where it is the very bottom of the stairs. And that same couple that told me the story about coming in, when they came back another time, I asked them to show me what door, and they showed me the same door. That doesn't exist.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of finding myself looking over my shoulders or sitting here. I'm like waiting for something creepy to happen.
So we call this the portal. There's a little portal there.
The portal.
Yeah.
Nothing scary about that.
No.
Nothing scary about that.
Wow. And I know the rooms upstairs also have, are they haunted?
I wouldn't say that they're necessarily haunted, but just over the years that my husband and I have been running the place ourselves, we've started to just collect stories when people are in the rooms, and it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it goes in spurts where I have people telling me different things that happen in the room, and then you'll go a year and not hear anything. But we just kind of generally in our minds just kind of kept track of some of the stories that people have told us. And in general, it seems to be the original rooms of the house that get the most ghost stories.
You know, when we first came here today, you told us a story about News Channel 9's own Andrew Donovan that none of us knew. Can you share what happened when Andrew came here?
Yeah, it was, quite a few years ago, probably 6 or 7 years ago, even more maybe, that we were doing some ghost stories here, telling some ghost stories. And the original owners of this building, their last name is Burr, and my husband's last name is Barr. And he mistakenly called me Mrs. Burr, and when he did that, a glass smashed downstairs, and there was nobody here except for us. And they took the camera and looked at it, and it was a Scotch glass that was broken at the bottom of the stairs, like it had been thrown against the wall.
I'm curious how Andrew reacted.
He laughed a little bit, yeah. Yeah, he's a little nervous about that, but it was fun to have it, happen live.
So can you take us upstairs to see those rooms? We would love to see them.
There's one room I can show you, and that actually is the room that we get the most stories from, room 12. It's the Mary Queen of Scots room. And I believe it was probably the original master bedroom to the home.
Is that the room that is the founder of Casanova has a history with? Is that room?
Possibly, yes. We don't know which room he passed away in, but the founder of Casanova, John Linkling, in fact, that's his picture up on the wall, he did not live here, but we were told by our local historian that he actually passed away here, one of the bedrooms.
Ashley, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, let's head up. All right, Valerie, now we're in this hallway. Now there's something about this hallway that is haunted or has stories itself.
We do have reports of customers saying, or employees saying, that they have seen a woman or a young girl in a long gray or blue dress that walks down the hallway.
And what is she doing? Like, she's showing them to the rooms, or she's just...
Some people suppose she's showing them to the room. I did have a medium who was here that told me there's a young girl named Sarah who is very proud of the place and likes to show people around. So I'm guessing that might be Sarah.
Wow. Did Sarah live here, stay here? Do we know?
We don't know. I'm thinking she might have been a servant that worked here, because the third floor of this building was the servants' quarters. And we actually lived up there for 17 years, and my daughter saw the same female up there walk through her room with a long gray dress on. So she might have been a servant that lived upstairs.
When was the last time she was seen?
I know.
We haven't seen Sarah for a while.
Are we safe today?
I know.
Actually, don't look behind you.
I keep looking in the mirror, but it's just me.
So does she follow them into the rooms, or does she just kind of walk down the hall and then she
They
just
just
goes
kind
away?
of see her. They see her out of the corner of their eye.
Now, room 12, I believe, is what you're going to show us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this room is where? Where is it located up here?
It is the second room at the top of our staircase, and it's one of the original bedrooms when this was a home. And now it's room 12, Mary Queen of Scots.
Okay, great.
You ready to go in?
Yes, I am.
After you, Ashley. You go first. So this is room 12, and it has a unique name too. Can you tell us the name and where that came from?
Mary Queen of Scots is the name of the room, and all of our rooms here are just named after different Scottish famous people or places in Scotland.
What are some of the stories that people have told you from this specific room?
This specific room, I've had someone tell me that a man has come out of that closet and come and stood over the bed.
Take a step back here.
That only happened once, and they said they weren't scared because they could tell it wasn't real, that they thought they were dreaming, or that, it didn't seem like a real person standing over them. I've had many people tell me that they have felt the side of the bed go down, like someone's sitting on the side of the bed, and that especially women tend to feel their arm being touched, but not in a scary way, but almost like a paternal or maternal thing, like almost like a stroking. It's okay. We've had light orbs come through the ceiling and come through the canopy bed, and actually answer questions. When someone asked them 1 for yes, 2 for no, actually did that for them. We had a cleaning staff that was in the bathroom cleaning, and the door shut behind her while she was cleaning, and when she went to leave, that nightstand had been pushed in front of the door.
Now, this guy that came out of the closet is very close to me right now, so that's why I'm questioning it. What was he wearing? Like, what did he look like?
They said he had like a white frilly shirt on. So other than that, I'm not really sure what he looked like, but someone maybe from a different era.
Most of these sightings, are they happening throughout the day, at night?
A little bit of both. You would think it was mainly at night, but the cleaning staff in the bathroom, that was daytime. I'm trying to think. Mostly at night, but sometimes during the day. People have seen the girl with the long gray dress during the day.
In this room?
In the hallway. In the
hallway, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, the people that come and stay here, do they generally know the ghost stories, or do they get here and find out and go, no, I'm out of here?
No one has left in the middle of the night. One person Googled the fact that we were haunted and wasn't crazy about the idea, but I believe that either you're a believer in ghosts, you want to come here and you're going to try to experience it, or you're a non-believer, and if you're a non-believer, you're not scared.
Now, have you ever seen a spirit?
No, for me, it's in this room. I've had some everywhere in the building. For me, it's electronic things seem to be the energy that I get. Lights going on and off when they shouldn't, TVs coming on and off when they shouldn't. One Halloween, I was doing a ghost tour, and I was doing the ghost stories here, talking about the man coming out of the closet, and the air conditioner behind me just came on by itself. And it's not the kind of air conditioner that comes on temperature-wise. You have to actually turn it on. And I said, all right, who's got the remote control? But I looked up and the remote control was on the air conditioner, and it went off when I said that.
Oh, wow.
But that's what happens with me, even living here for as many years as I did. It was always kind of like electronic things happening. I've never seen like an apparition, but my husband has.
Wow.
You know, we always had this joke when I was growing up. If something weird happened in the house, we always be like, the house today, you know. In this case, you can actually say that, right?
Yeah, a lot of times, like when our computers aren't working, we say it's the ghosts, you know, that's something.
You can blame them, basically. So are you a believer, would you say, in spirits?
I think I am. I've heard enough stories from family and friends and customers and employees that I tend to kind of believe. Yeah.
Were you a believer before you moved in, or did your experiences here kind of make you?
I think the experiences here kind of got me wondering a little
They
bit.
got you
Yeah,
wondering.
yeah. I never really had any experience with it before I lived here. Yeah.
What about your employees? If any employees reported seeing anything,
Oh,
hearing anything?
Yeah. Over the years, lots of stories from bartenders closing up late at night and seeing something. One of our female bartenders thought her son was at work because she saw a little child playing hide and go seek in one of the dining rooms, when she realized it wasn't her son and there was no child back there. And we've had a lot of investigators come and do EVP readings and things like that, and you can hear voices, children especially.
And these employees stick around? They don't give their notice
Oh,
after
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Because I think if that happened to me, I'd be like, yeah, 2 weeks, I'm out.
No.
Wow. And it seems like there's many different spirits. You
Mhm.
mentioned a little boy,
Mhm.
a man in the closet.
Yeah, and the girl in the blue dress. I think they're probably from, if you believe in the spirits, from different eras. I mean, the building was built in 1805, and it's been a business from 80 years. So between the business and people coming and going and the families that lived here, I just think there's a lot of different generations of spirits that might be around.
And the atmosphere of the Brae Loch Inn in general, it really kind of gives off that vibe too. Is that kind of what people feel too when they come here?
Yeah, I think because it's so old, they just feel like there's something here.
Now, these spirits, are they friendly?
Yes, yeah. And I'm not saying that just from a business standpoint. We've literally never had anyone leave in the middle of the night scared. From what I'm being told, it's like children and kind of practical jokes, taps on the shoulder, whistling when there's nobody there, someone gets their ponytail pulled, that kind of thing, but nothing that has been demonic or anything like that.
Okay, God.
No.
That's good to know.
Have you ever had people stay here that didn't know the ghost stories that then came up to you like the next morning and said, hey, this happened?
Yeah. A lot of people do research before they come, and then they will also bring equipment. If they're believers in the spirits, they'll bring like special cameras and things like that, and I tell them that if they want to, they can go down and investigate at any time down in the dining room or whatever, and sometimes they show me their evidence afterwards, pictures and voices and things.
All right, well, Valerie, thank you so much for your time today and showing us around the
You're
Brae Loch. This is
welcome.
an eye-opening, and so far, we've survived,
Yes.
Ashley.
Yeah, so far.
You're all
so
safe.
far.
All right, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, Ashley and I have now moved to room 14. We were in room 12, and we didn't get on camera, but actually something really weird happened as we were leaving room 12.
That's right. So we were talking to the head of housekeeping, and we were talking about spirits, and she said that she believes those spirits haven't crossed over yet. And I said, why not? They've been here for a while, it seems like. Why haven't they crossed over? And right after I said that, we heard that sound in the fireplace.
Look, I don't necessarily know if it was a loud knock, but there was definitely a weird noise coming from the fireplace. And what made it interesting is I heard it. I was going to keep my mouth shut because I was like, is that my imagination? But then Ashley heard it, and the housekeeper heard it as well. And then we all at the same time were kind of like, that wasn't right. Like, that wasn't normal.
We're like, did you hear that? And yeah, we heard it. And we don't know if it was a ghost or not, but we hear they're friendly.
I think we can definitively say something weird happened that we cannot explain while we were here.
That's right.
See, she got me. She got me at one
I
point
know.
when we were walking in a room by jumping and scaring me, so I had to get her. And all I had to do was just pretend like there was something behind her. See how that works?
And usually I'm the one that gets scared, which is funny.
So we're at the Brae Loch in Casanova, the Brae Loch Inn. Ashley, what did you think of the place?
I thought it was very cool, interesting. I think I would stay here.
Alone?
Definitely not. Definitely not. But I think it's a really cool place to check out, even if you're going to stay here for the night or just have dinner.
No, it's really great. In these rooms, the atmosphere, everything it gives you that vibe like maybe it really is haunted, right?
Right. And I kind of feel like I'm in Scotland.
Maybe a little
With the
Scotland,
spirits.
Casanova. What are some other haunted places you would like to visit?
So I might sound insane when I say this, but an insane asylum. I would like to check an insane asylum out.
Well, those places have a lot of history to them. You know, I think there might even be one that's somewhere in Central New York that has stories
Right.
to it. We'd have to look that up. But.
The only thing that makes me nervous is, are those spirits nice? They're in an insane asylum, so maybe
no one
not.
lets you try it.
I know. Maybe, I don't know. What about you, Bob? Where would you like to go?
Well, it's kind of funny. Scott, our photographer, is mentioning The Shining because the hallway out there kind of looks like The Shining with the girls in the dresses, the twins, and the real Overlook Hotel. It's not called the Overlook Hotel. Why am I drawing a blank on the name? I'm drawing a blank on the name, but it's out in Colorado.
Yeah.
And Stephen King stayed there, heard the ghost stories, and that's where he got the inspiration for the movie The Shining.
I think it's the Stanley Hotel.
The Stanley Hotel, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. So that is probably the place I would want to go to the most, just because I'm a huge Jack Nicholson fan, huge fan of The Shining, so I would like to experience that as well.
That should be your next trip.
And maybe let's go to Colorado. I can definitely get behind that.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of fun. And scary.
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of CNY Haunts. Where should we head off to next?
Maybe the bar? No.
There's a bar downstairs. All right, thank you for joining us. We'll check out the next CNY Haunts somewhere in Central New York next time.